Sirens wail, engines roar. In a world which seems condemned to wage war, invention is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Necessity is the mother of invention. Nothing stimulates the inventive process more than the needs of war. Desperate to edge ahead of the enemy, governments gamble on technology, not just weapons, but spin-offs and techniques that change our everyday lives. Inventions give us a license to kill, but through the smoke of battle, they also offer a glimmer of hope. The atom bomb is a weapon so deadly, it threatens the extinction of the entire human race. But its very deadliness has deterred world war for 50 years. The power of the atom was meant to be put to peaceful use, but soon its energy was being harnessed to kill tens of thousands in an instant. On the 6th of August 1945, the atom bomb unleashed the light of 1,000 suns and reduced Hiroshima to ashes. The first 3 atom bombs cost as much to make as it would cost 2 decades later to send men to the moon. They were fashioned by great inventors, including 9 Nobel laureates. When the first one was tested in the New Mexico desert, Robert Oppenheimer, the American project director, was reminded of the prophecy, "I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." However, he hoped this terrible weapon would end war altogether. The technology spread. The bomb became bigger and more deadly. In 1952, America detonated the hydrogen bomb, 1,000 times more powerful than its predecessor. Nuclear weapons have kept the superpowers at bay, but we still live in the shadow of nuclear destruction. Smugglers sell weapons-grade plutonium on the black market for as much as $1 million a gram. In the future, what will keep at bay the political fanatic with a nuclear device in his suitcase? "50,000 asteroids burn up in Earth's atmosphere each year. But every millennium or so, a truly gargantuan fist of rock will strike the planet with 2 million times the fury of an atomic bomb. Ironically, nuclear weapons may be our only hope to avert Armageddon." The desperate struggle of war requires more than just human ingenuity. So we turn to machines able to perform complex calculations in the blink of an eye. The British Colossus was the world's first computer. Its job was to break the German Enigma code during World War II. The war effort also inspired the American ENIAC. It was designed to calculate the trajectory of a shell faster than it could be delivered. Although when the computer was turned on, it used so much power it dimmed lights all over the neighborhood. Soon the computer became much more than the plaything of generals. Mechanical minds first captured the public imagination in 1952, when the UNIVAC-1 accurately predicted Eisenhower's landslide victory in the American presidential elections. Even computer experts thought it unimaginable that there would be a worldwide demand. Thomas Watson Sr., head of IBM, thought he would sell no more than 5 computers across the globe. Within 3 decades, the personal computer revolution has changed the way we work, play, and even think. Computers are an integral part of our lives, whether in war or peace. A whole new cyberculture has grown across the World Wide Web. The Internet is a consequence of American fears of nuclear war. Its genesis was the Advanced Research Project Agency Network, or ARPANET, a computer system set up by the United States Defense Department. It was specifically designed so that it would keep functioning after a nuclear attack. When the threat diminished, the US Academic Science Network was able to link into ARPANET. The genie was released. 60 million people now surf the net, and the figure grows daily. This most amazing of inventions is still far from reaching its potential. Computing power is advancing at a colossal rate. The computer will continue to change our lives in all kinds of ways. It may even change our sense of reality itself. The machine of war drives invention so hard, science fiction can become science fact overnight. In January 1934, alarmed by Hitler's rise to power, the British government asked one of their leading experts, Robert Watson Watt, to make an electromagnetic death ray to eliminate enemy pilots in their cockpits. Watson Watt told them their plan was impossible, but that he could use the same technology for defense. A secret project was launched. Radar was the result. By the time war was declared, Britain had deployed an invisible shield that ringed the country's coast, able to spot enemy bombers 150 miles away.
Perhaps make tubes 1 through 4 ready in all respects. Make tubes 1 through 4 ready in all respects, aye, sir.
Watson Watt shared his research with the USA, but radar was mistrusted. When an operator reported the biggest blip he'd ever seen, headquarters told him not to worry. He shut down his transmitter and went to breakfast. It was the morning of December the 7th, 1941, at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. After the war, radar spin-offs came quickly. In 1945, Percy Spencer, an American engineer, made a chance discovery. He found that the chocolate bar in his pocket had melted when he stood near radar equipment, a find that eventually led to the first microwave ovens. Even today, the core of the radar, the magnetron, lies at the center of meals in minutes. Radar waves now play a role from the home to the heavens. Radar signals help air traffic controllers monitor and land planes all over the world. With over 4.5 million people on 60,000 commercial flights in the skies each day, radar is vital to modern aircraft safety. Radar even measures the speed of a tennis player's serve. It is used to snare speeding motorists.
AF 19, going 70 westbound.
AF 19 at 70 westbound.
Roger.
In 1954, Robert Watson Watt was one of the first caught by the new radar gun.
You've been clocked by our new radar speed meter, 70 miles an hour. That don't lie, sir. We have your operator's license.
Planning the next great battle offensive requires more than just military precision. War made weather forecasting a science. The waves of hot and cold air that bring us wind, rain and sun were discovered during the First World War. They were named weather fronts after the ferocious battles in the trenches.
Ut på dagen I morgen, en posisjon over.
There is nothing like a war to focus the mind and force the pace of invention. Our modern lives owe a debt of gratitude to the sacrifice of our fighting forebears. Soldiers returning from the battlefield spread word of the marvels they had seen. Soon, everyone was enjoying the bounty of war. Artillery officers pioneered the wristwatch to free their hands from making their calculations. Now watches range from luxury timepieces to throwaway fashion items. The Jeep's four-wheel drive was so successful, it inspired an off-road revolution. French naval frogman Jacques Cousteau perfected scuba gear with an engine valve designed to help the wartime fuel shortage. Thanks to his ingenuity, thousands of recreational divers can now explore the mysteries of the deep. In 1900, men still scraped their faces with cutthroat razors. In a burst of inspiration, King Camp Gillette developed the disposable blade safety razor. It began manufacture in 1903. In the first year, he sold 51 razors and 168 blades. However, when America entered World War I, the Army ordered 4 million razors from Gillette. The company flourished after troops returning home spread the word of cheap, safe shaving. Today, aerosols spray everything, from furniture to armpits. But before World War II, they were unheard of. The first aerosol was devised by a team working for the American government. It went to war in 1941 as the bug bomb, a gas-propelled insecticide that saved innumerable lives in the Pacific War. Now, 3,000 aerosols an hour are pressed into service. Detergents are such an essential part of daily life that it's hard to believe that soaps were made from animal fat and ash well into the 20th century. Washing powder might not have come about at all had World War I not created a shortage of natural fats. Scientists produced the first artificial soap. Available from 1917, it was called Neccal. After the war, these washing powders could be bought in every high street. They promised whiter than white washing and led to a revolution in household chores. When scribes had to put quill to parchment, writing was a painstaking process. But in 1938, Hungarian Laszlo Biro invented a pen so efficient that his name, anglicized Biro, became inseparable from his invention. Biro licensed his new pens to the British government. The Royal Air Force needed a writing implement that wouldn't leak at high altitudes. The pens performed so well, sales also went sky high. Within 10 years, the Biro was the #1 bestseller. 14 million ballpoints are now sold daily. Each one will produce more than 5 miles of writing without so much as an ink blot. The gods of war have smiled malignly on the 20th century. Serving their needs with ever more sophisticated weapons that vie for supremacy on the battlefield has shaped our societies and changed our lives. From the invention of the murderous machine guns of the Great War to the silent, predatory submarines of the nuclear age, weapons of war have made the modern world. Controlling the skies is the key to world power. Air supremacy allows the technological elite to police the globe. The B-2 stealth bomber has a wingspan the size of a football field, yet a radar signature the size of a bird. Unseen, it can deliver its lethal load anywhere in the unsuspecting world. Modern aircraft carriers can launch jets every 30 seconds and engage in battles far beyond the horizon. Inventors now have a license to kill in the name of peace and security. Military strikes are now so awesome, warmongers must think twice before disturbing the world order. But inventions have not brought peace to all. For some, war is still a way of life. The AK-47 is the most popular weapon in history. 55 million have been built. Automatic weapons can be heard on street corners, in tribal strongholds, even in classrooms. In peace, too, the weapons of war have impacted on our daily lives. The V-1 flying bombs developed by the Nazi war machine helped launch us into space. Submarines led to the submersibles that allowed us to scour the ocean floor in search of oil. And the jet fighter paved the way to more efficient, cleaner fuels. Even the deadliest swords can be turned into plowshares. It was peace, not war, that inspired the tank, an invention developed from the farmyard tractor. The British Army rejected the idea, so it fell to the Royal Navy to design the prototype landship. The original armored juggernauts got their modern name when they were shipped to the First World War in crates marked water tank to confuse the enemy.
10, 9, we have ignition sequence start. Engines on, 5, 4, 3.
Though only an elite few have experienced our amazing achievements in exploring the cosmos, we have all benefited from the inventions of the space age. The conquest of the heavens inspired the entire world. It ignited our imaginations and fired our ambitions. But it was the Cold War that shot us to the stars. On October the 4th, 1957, the Soviet Sputnik 1 soared into orbit, becoming the world's first artificial satellite. Just 4 weeks later, Sputnik 2 was circling the globe, and Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev was crowing that his nation's space-age technology could be used to wipe his Western opponents off the face of the planet. Dominance in space means dominance on Earth. Desperate to beat the Soviets, the American Apollo program went into high gear at NASA. By 1968, the 363-foot-high Saturn V rocket, powered by a booster with the energy of an exploding atomic bomb, was ready to take our inventive dreams out of this world. This epic struggle between the two determined adversaries spurred the inventive process back on planet Earth. The cordless drill was built to obtain samples of lunar rocks and repair spacecraft in orbit. The Golden Gate Bridge and the Statue of Liberty are kept corrosion-free by coatings developed to protect launch pads. The heart rate monitors now used on exercise machines were devised to keep track of an astronaut's exertions.
Right on.
The same type of solar cells that power the Hubble telescope keep a calculator multiplying and dividing. Our voyages into space have led to breakthroughs like aerogel, an incredibly light yet massively strong material developed for the space shuttle. Aerogel has already begun to find earthbound applications, from improving computers to insulating our homes. The culmination of all our inventive efforts was the moon landing. 600 million people around the world watched in awe. Our horizons would never be the same again.
Access denied.
The wars of the future may not be fought by man, but by machine. The computers that we bred from the paranoia of war now monitor our nuclear arsenal. The first robot plane has already been designed.
Reality was selected as known available.
Our inventions may even come to think for themselves. Applying their own logic to a world riven with strife, they may revoke our license to kill and stifle our genius for violence, or make it worse. If our creations become our masters, who knows what they might invent?